Welcome back to my channel. Dinar and Dong updates the future of the Iraqi dinar and digital currency, a turning point in Iraq's economy. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, this is the place where we break down the most important updates around the Iraqi dinar, IQD, Vietnamese dong, VND, and global economic changes affecting currency revaluations, bond markets, and monetary policy. Today's deep dive is packed with insight, so let's get started. Historic bonds, quiet progress behind the scenes. Let's start by exploring what's unfolding in the historic bond space. While headlines might not scream change, conversations behind closed doors are saying otherwise. Trusted sources continue to affirm that tremendous strides have been made in recent days. Everything, we're told, remains aligned for a pivotal week, with steps in motion to wrap up outstanding tasks and prepare for the next chapter. Why does this matter? Once the bond settlements are completed, the dominoes begin to fall. What follows are crucial financial disbursements, group payouts, CMKX settlements, farm claims, and prosperity packages. All these play a central role in resetting and stabilizing global financial systems. And after these pieces are in place, comes us. These confirmations from the bond sector serve as a strong indication that serious movement is happening in the background. Though we don't always see the full picture immediately, these signs suggest we're nearing the cusp of transformative action. The current state of the Iraqi dinar, IQD. Let's shift focus to the IQD itself. If you've been paying attention to the charts lately, you'll notice something quite interesting. The Iraqi dinar has been consistently trading between 1305 and 1310. In an era of volatile markets and currency fluctuations, this kind of steadiness is not just rare, it's strategic. Why is this narrow range so important? Because stability suggests intention. It indicates a deliberate effort by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, to manage and contain volatility while laying the groundwork for larger reforms. That brings us to one of the most talked about plans currently on the table: the introduction of a government-backed digital version of the Iraqi dinar. Iraq's bold step toward a digital currency. The Central Bank of Iraq has confirmed its intentions to launch a sovereign digital currency. This isn't just a trendy tech move. It's a powerful strategic maneuver with deep implications for the country's economic future. The core aim behind this digital initiative is to eliminate the thriving black market exchange rate and unify the country under one transparent, reliable rate. Having one consistent exchange rate is a game changer. It improves economic clarity, enhances investor confidence, and creates a much more stable environment for everyday citizens. And unlike traditional cryptocurrencies, Iraq's digital currency would be fully backed by the state and its economic resources. That means it's not subject to the wild volatility we often see in crypto markets. Instead, it offers a stable, secure, and transparent way to regulate financial transactions, reducing fraud and boosting financial efficiency. How this impacts daily life in Iraq. Imagine this. You walk into a store to buy groceries or fuel, and you know, without a doubt, that the money in your hand holds the same value across the board. No shady exchange rates, no confusion, no loss in value between neighborhoods or cities. Just consistent, trustworthy purchasing power. That's what a unified exchange rate and digital currency can do. It simplifies everything: planning, spending, budgeting, and even saving. And when people trust the value of their money, they are more likely to engage with formal banking systems, pay taxes, and participate in broader economic growth. For businesses, both local and international, this stability encourages long-term investment. For the government, it enhances tax collection and financial oversight. And for the average Iraqi citizen, it means an end to the uncertainty that's plagued the economy for far too long. Global inspiration. Learning from other nations. Iraq isn't the first to explore the benefits of a digital currency. Countries like China have been piloting their own digital money, like the digital yuan, for years now. While China's system isn't perfect, they've achieved measurable success in increasing transaction efficiency and reducing corruption. There's a lot Iraq can learn from these global experiments. By adopting best practices, avoiding known pitfalls, and tailoring the strategy to its own population, Iraq has the chance to become a regional leader in financial modernization. But it's not just about copying others, it's about innovating with purpose. Iraq has unique challenges: limited digital infrastructure, low financial literacy in rural areas, and a population that has experienced years of economic instability. Rolling out a digital currency here requires clear communication, strong cybersecurity, and accessible financial education. Digital currency brings transparency and control. One major advantage of a centralized digital currency is government oversight. Unlike cash-based systems that are vulnerable to corruption and misreporting, digital systems provide a clear trail. Every transaction is logged, making it easier to detect misuse, enforce regulations, and ensure that financial aid and public funds reach the intended recipients. This transparency also boosts government revenue. When fewer transactions are hidden or undeclared, tax compliance rises. In turn, that extra income can be used for infrastructure projects, social programs, and national development. The federal budget's hidden connection to the exchange rate now. Some of you may be wondering why we haven't heard much about Iraq's federal budget lately. It's an important piece of the puzzle, and yes, it connects directly to the exchange rate. Right now, the official rate of 1,310 Iraqi dinars per US dollar is misaligned with Iraq's economic reality. Budgets aren't just accounting sheets, they're national game plans. They guide decisions about salaries, oil contracts, public works, and long-term strategy. Without a budget that reflects a fair exchange rate, the country can't operate efficiently, and it affects people personally. Delayed salaries, unpaid contracts, stalled development. These aren't just financial issues. They impact morale, public trust, and quality of life. For a country like Iraq, which depends heavily on oil exports, budget stability is crucial. Oil, economy, and the need for realignment. Let's talk energy. Iraq's oil sector remains its most powerful economic engine. Yet without a finalized budget and coherent financial plan, production and distribution are disrupted. That affects not only revenue, but also Iraq's standing in OPEC and its ability to engage with international oil partners. Mr. Sami, a well-respected economist, recently made a striking statement. Without a new exchange rate, the system can't function. And he's right. A fair, market-reflective rate brings order to chaos. It allows planners, investors, and everyday citizens to operate with confidence. We've seen this before in other countries. Once exchange rates were adjusted to better match economic fundamentals, markets responded. Confidence surged, growth followed. Why change is so hard, and why it's worth it. Change is never easy, especially in politics, where every decision is weighed against potential backlash. Leaders may delay tough reforms out of fear of protests, criticism, or short-term disruption. But waiting too long only increases the damage. It deepens uncertainty, delays recovery, and stifles hope. Iraq needs courageous leadership and decisive action. The moment for reform is now. By stabilizing the currency, finalizing the budget, and introducing a secure digital system, Iraq can enter a new era of financial strength. And it all begins with public awareness. Creating a financially literate Iraq. The people must understand what's happening and why it matters. Financial education campaigns should be launched across the country, on television, in schools, through community centers, to explain how a digital currency works, how to use it, and why it will benefit them in the long run. Transparency is the foundation of trust. If Iraqis feel informed, included, and empowered, they will support the changes. And with their support, progress becomes possible. A stronger future starts with the right exchange rate. Ultimately, Iraq needs a realignment of its exchange rate, a number that reflects the true value of its resources, economic potential, and strategic importance in the region. This is the foundation for everything else: trade, growth, jobs, and public trust. When currencies are undervalued, economies stall. When they're accurately valued, opportunity flourishes. This is about more than numbers on a screen. It's about giving Iraqis a financial system that works for them, not just for banks or foreign investors. It's about enabling parents to save for their kids' education, entrepreneurs to start businesses, and families to plan for the future. Your voice matters. To our viewers, what's your experience been like recently? Have you faced payment delays, instability, or confusion due to currency fluctuations? Do you think a digital dinar and a new exchange rate would make life easier? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's create a community where real conversations can happen, because your insights matter. In closing, eyes on the horizon. As we close, keep your eyes on key indicators, updates from the central bank, bond progress, and any signs of movement on the federal budget. Each of these tells us more about the direction Iraq is headed. This journey is far from over, but the pieces are coming together. With the right L,